Good morning to everybody. We are very, very happy to be here in Nairobi. What I would like to highlight is that we have a long-standing cooperation on research with Africa, but we have a very, very important dialogue with the African Union, the high-level policy dialogue.
First of all, I'd like to say thank you so much for the opportunity for having come to this meeting that brought together AU and EU.
In Kenya, the EU invests substantially in the transition to a green and climate-neutral economy.
We want to promote, obviously, exchange and innovation from Europe to Africa, but we also want to promote intra-Africa.
This requires more engagements and consultations of senior officials, but also experts, technocrats, and most of whom you are gathered in here. Therefore, this will be a technical decorum, a convocation of technical minds. And I'm looking forward to those researchers, scientists, engineers, and tech survey participants who are gathered here physically, but also virtually.
Being here was amazing to be able to put our voice forward and put forward the voice of the incubators, the accelerators, but also the innovators themselves, and to hear what they're doing, hear what they need, and how policy can help support them.
I didn't know what to expect of this event, to be frank. That's the first one I participated to, but it was very enriching. There are a lot of discussions ongoing, between a lot of actors from different places. Yesterday was an event about climate change and how the European Union and the African Union should work together towards implementing some work toward tackling climate change. I feel like this is in these kind of situations where we can talk about electric mobility and work on awareness that this solution exists on the African continent and that we have to support them. So this is the mission that we had at this event, and I'm happy that we could meet so many people in this zone.
The second day, where we had a fantastic pitching session, we provide opportunity to our incubators and accelerators to bring their startups and give them the floor to present themselves to a wonderful audience.
The point for me is really to continue this conversation with local actors, with African Union, with of course people from European community, and see how we can contribute to bring solution to improve the public health in LMICs and especially in Africa, where our company is really committed to provide solutions.
So it was a very, very amazing opportunity. Thank you to the Global Center for Climate Mobility, but also the European Union and the African Union for bringing together the stakeholders, going through the needs, and also being able to work together for interventions around this strategic partnership.
There is more will from across the board to fund and to participate in more in generating new ideas and new innovations. That's very exciting also.
Young people are the cornerstone of the innovation in our society today. Young people are full of potential, are ready to innovate. The EU innovation agenda has come at the right time when our young people are ready for it.
And I think that higher education institutions are those providers of training and research capacity which can really connect across different disciplines and make a difference, to follow through a pathway for development which is not just a re-edition of the development that we saw in the Western world, but it's something new and sustainable and fair for everybody through this innovation agenda.
And so my hopes and expectations for this AU-EU innovation agenda are that it will inspire not just us in the Guild and Arua, but the wider sector to really think through how we can do things differently, how we can do things for the long term, how we can build institutional capacities so that we can really bring about lasting transformations in our abilities to address climate change, the digital transformation, and challenges around global health.
The proper coordinated and partnership-based collaboration has largely been lacking. So we really need to make use of efficient resources, efficient use of our time, and support our member states better. and reach out better.
It is very important to bring the African Union member state point of view into the development of such important document. So a lot of governments in Africa are inviting us academics to work, bring funds for innovation and development, and it's crucial that while we are doing this, we can also give our input as local scientists on what could be the further development of this very important partnership.
I think innovation in practical terms is about finding problems, persistent problems, and finding dynamic and new ways of solving those problems.
The culmination of all this is this event in Nairobi, where on one hand, many of the stakeholders who participated in this questionnaire have come, but also additional ones, and it gives an additional space to discuss whether we're getting it right or whether we need to adjust, and also to already start the conversation on how we're actually going to implement this together.
The matchmaking session, where we had a chance of showcasing our startups, we met a lot of people who really had amazing views for our startup, which is in the agricultural space. We met a few investors who gave us tips on what to improve on, and also asked us to reach out to them in sometime in future, which we are looking to very forward to.
This is seen as an enduring dialogue. It's not just a one-shot experience that starts and ends today and then tomorrow, but no, it's something that we're doing as culmination of a dialogue. Starts and then we continue throughout the next few steps with the hope to finalize an agenda that is indeed as hopefully impactful as possible.